Good morning, Cedarwood community. My name is Meagan Demartinis, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of information about our theme for 2021, which is conscious connections. In 2020, our theme for the year, which we used to focus on creative ideas, staff development, and communication, was creating consciousness. And we wanted to move away from mundane task completion to being aware of and responsive to our surroundings. And then 2020 brought COVID, and we became intensely aware of and conscious of not only our health, our vulnerabilities, our rights, our fears, our interactions, and we responded with a roller coaster of emotions and defenses. And so in 2021, we thought to focus on maintaining connections, which was the one missing element that we found was human connection was difficult to maintain despite us upskilling in many areas of online platforms, balancing life and work from home, and a variety of obstacles and losses faced by many of our families and staff. And so this year we want to focus on how we can intentionally and meaningfully connect with other people in our environment, colleagues, parents, and students. So what are conscious connections? They are creating purposeful relationships with decisive intention. So we need to focus on this area in order to prioritize it and meaningfully connect with other people. When we're in survival mode or we're just coping, it's very difficult to maintain more than just a state of being. We're in a state of trauma or a state of panic, and therefore we focus our intentions on survival. But now we need to strive for more than that. In 2021, unfortunately, we're starting on the back foot again in terms of lockdown and restrictions. However, we can meaningfully interact and respond to other people. And we need to prioritize what's important. So to connect meaningfully is, as this quote suggests, connection is the energy that exists between people when they feel heard, seen, and valued, and when they can give and receive without judgment, and they derive sustenance and strength from a relationship. And therefore, it's not just a matter of communication, but communication is key in order to do so. So we're going to focus on communication today, and in our next shared spaces articles, but some other points just to take into context. Everybody has personal and professional strains that they're under currently, and we need to be mindful of these strains when interacting with others. We need to recognize and differentiate between the facts and the feelings. We need to reach out because I think that isolation is physical for safety purposes, but it's not social and emotional. And therefore we need to find alternate ways and to reach out and connect with people. We need to prioritize what's positive and be self-aware, which I'll also touch on a little bit more. So be conscious of your communication. 3 areas we thought we would focus on is with kids. Obviously being in this line and of interest at Cedarwood, we need to check in with our kids because they're feeling similar feelings to what we are, but with limited understanding or less understanding, even though we're all feeling a little bit at a loss, grasping and grappling with processes and rules and regulations. They have less understanding of what's really happening. And so we need to check in with them. We need to see how they're feeling and how they're processing what they hear in their environment. We need to lead by example because they're watching and learning from everything that we do. And our verbal and non-verbal communication needs to be congruent in order to be trusted by them. They'll believe it if it's not just said or just seen, but it's a combination of both. With reference to colleagues and peers or a homeschool relationship, we need to understand and be aware that in our communication, we are not alone in our stress, our fatigue, and our struggles. And we need to reach out in order to be aware of that. So our connection happens when we are not fighting our own battles, but we're working together. Be conscious of your communication with yourself. And this is where self-care comes in. Firstly, be kind to yourself. We're all under a significant strain for a longer period of time than any of us anticipated. And so be forgiving and be kind of the difficulties that you're experiencing. Focus on the positives so that we can have some sense of optimism. If we have optimism in small areas, then when the big obstacles and the big challenges arise, then we are more ready for them. Give yourself time. Be aware of information exposure. So know enough to be informed, but not to be overwhelmed. It's a tricky balance to maintain. And looking after your body and your health is also vital, not only in terms of fighting off or combating illness and maintaining an immune system, but it's also a very positive coping mechanism. It's important to get fresh air, to get your body moving, to eat healthy, so that body and mind are prepared for whatever obstacles we are yet to face. And in doing these things for yourself, you are once again leading by examples and reaching out to others, so that people that you interact with are on the same page. So in ending off, I quite like this picture and this quote that just says, there's no simple pill that can replace human connection. There's no pharmacy, there's no vaccine that can come along and replace what we need to create in amongst each other. And the answer to human suffering and this difficulty that we're all facing is both within and between us. So reach out, connect, and be conscious of your communication.